And I said, Mr. President, thanks for the moments. This is very important. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about that I've heard and I think you know, and what do we do? But first, real quickly, Mr. President, can I ask you a question? I cannot answer this from my constituents in Louisiana. Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? Like, I don't understand, liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? Because you understand, we just talked about Ukraine. You understand you're fueling Vladimir Putin's war machine because they got to get their gas from him, And he looks at me stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that. And I said, Mr. President, yes, you did. It was an executive order, 3 weeks ago. And he goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing because I thought, we're in serious trouble. Who is running the country? I don't know who put the paper in front of him, but he didn't know.
Biden was a total puppet, and this is more proof of it, and that Trump has said, and there is going to be a serious criminal investigation into the ongoing coup that stole the election 4 years ago and that was then in control doing all of these illegal, destructive, saboteur, obstructionist type things. I covered this yesterday, and I was really glad to see there was a lot of interest. I did a 2-hour special emergency Saturday show, and I only spent 15 minutes of the time we had on this, and I noticed that it trended on X and other places, and just the 2 clips when I talked about it had over 50 million views, which is important because it's a very important subject. And so tonight, I'm going to spend 20 minutes at least at the start of the second hour. I budgeted that in here to talk about Speaker Johnson's interview that came out Friday, which we already had a lot of evidence this was going on. We knew it was happening. Most people say, well, we already knew this, but he's a witness to it. And then Biden did reverse it. And there are other cases of this.